Morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Open and equal. Are you intrigued? I was. I would often hear speakers say, well, I've chosen my topic, out so many weeks or months or years, whatever they do. And I just really didn't know until it arrived exactly what it was to me. And I didn't quite understand that until I understand it now. But it's true. It's like anything in life. We don't know until the moment we're about to do or to be that we get the full charge or benefit or awareness out of it. So, let's see, what is this? It's Tuesday, it's St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
And so I got a little bit of green on. It's kind of blue green, but here's some green. But St. Patrick's Day is such a high time, celebratory time. And it's full of leprechauns, and it's full of shamrocks, and it's full of, certain kinds of food. And I look forward to all that. But they're all reminders of the busyness of life. It got so busy here in Chico, many years ago that all of the spring breaks are during St. Patrick's Day. So people can leave town and go home and party there. So it is. It got to be a little too much. And so that's sort of my idea today of talk and how we get, we build up until all of a sudden it has to be disbanded, let go of, moved out of town. Okay? So I begin with the Declaration of Principles of the Science of Mind. Not all of them, but the principles, they're statements of what we believe, what are our basic tenets, if you will. So let me share a few this morning. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty. One, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in humankind, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. So friends, now listen closely to this one, because this is sort of the main stream of my idea today. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. Anyone, you, me, may become a revealer of truth. This means that you and I already have within us the potential. We already know the truth. We don't always deliver the truth. Sometimes we're kind of on a side street of truth, a little, one way or the other. Sometimes it's bumpy, sometimes it's rocky, and sometimes it's not too feeling so good. But once we get back on truth track, we know it, we sense it, we feel it. How many have felt it? One or two people. Come on, Andy. Oh, I couldn't see the chair. Thank you. And what it is the loving Spirit of God within you. This is the truth. The loving Spirit of God within you. It is the indwelling presence of infinite possibility. That's the gift of God. The possibility within us. And it's a good. Another principle I'll share here is we believe in the unity of all life. And that the highest God and the innermost God is what? One God. One God. Now, in the Science of Mind teachings, through all of my trainings, I love the foundation idea that there's an underlying common truth through all of the religions. And it's finding that truth that tends to, well, it doesn't tend, it brings us together in oneness. And therefore, I see no separation. Now, there's fanatics on all levels of all types of organized spirituality, religion. You know, there's even one or two within religious science. I mean, we have ours too. But the underlying truth doesn't change. There's one God throughout all creation. You call it Buddha, you call it whatever you want, whatever's comfortable, but there's one, only one. And therefore, the God of universal wisdom and divine truth does not have to be bestowed upon you if it's innermost. It already is. It already exists within you. You were equipped from conception. Maybe before, how do I know? It's just my guess. But I believe that if there's only one and we're an expression of this one, then, of course, we came equipped with this truth of knowing. Your soul came with all that is needed to get you through to your spiritual magnificence. You might not think about right now that, what could I do? How could I become more? Who do I think I am? Well, the truth is there's nothing you need to do, say, or not do, or not say, because you already are. There's no checklist of, well, if I do this, this, and this, and this, I'm going to heaven. I'm more magnificent. No, you already are, no matter what you've been told. Well, you may be saying to yourself right now, I don't have enough education. I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I got one leg shorter than the other, whatever it is. So what? So what? I like to look at nature. There's all kinds of trees in the forest, right? All kinds of trees. Is one better than the other? For a specific purpose? Maybe. We all have our purpose. We all have our use and gift to life. And every tree, every person, everything in this life is giving something of itself, its true self. The Science of Mind text assures us that Christ's Spirit comes to all alike. And what I know about the Spirit is it's open and equal across the board to all of us. And it comes to you. It is in you as a full measure. A full measure. It's filled to the top already. I know there are times, if you're like me, when you don't feel the fullness of Spirit. There are those times. And I smack myself, and I beat myself up, and I woohoo, woohoo. But what I know is that every time I feel a little empty, I need to refuel my tank. I bless the feeling of not being full because I know I can return to truth. And it happens less and less all the time, that feeling of not being full enough. Well, your fuel tank thrives on a fuel called love. Just like the car requires its own fuel. When either, doesn't matter, either, they're both, see, they're all good, they're both correct. When either, you or your car run out of fuel, what happens? It quits running. It quits running. When the car needs gas, what do? We go fill it up. So you pull up to the pump for your car. Get there. Here's the fuel tank. Here's the lever. Maybe you put your card in there. Maybe it's ready to go. What's next? You have to open. Oh, cap. You have to be open at the point of fueling. You must first open within your own soul to get filled. You have to open the portals of your mind to allow Spirit to fill you up. You have to be willing and receptive. Say yes to Spirit, idea. This teaching is a reminder of this truth. And I quote, it says, Spirit does what it does. You hear, but it is what it is. Spirit does what it does. And it does what it does perfectly, but only through you. What we can pour in through us. From the inner fullness of knowing that you are well cared for. That you're already filled with His love. It's a false perception that says we're not. In the textbook, it tells us that the science of mind, already the door is open, and whosoever will may enter. Sure, there are distractions that pull you away from the truth of who you are. And, a lot of them are quite dramatic. It could be illness, it could be anything that you've had experiences with. And I know you've had experiences. It could be some little thing like, oh, my pencil doesn't have a point on it. Woo-hoo. But it is amazing what will trigger. It's amazing what will trigger. Well, there were times many years ago when I would allow myself to get caught up in all the dramas around me. A lot more than I do now. I'm not perfect, thank you very much. But you do that. Well, there's the media images of war, and there's killings, and there's a lot of seeming injustices in the world. I would get so upset that I couldn't think clearly, and not to mention getting a peaceful night's sleep. I took it all upon myself. It was my job to take care of the world. Not true. Not true. Well, I shared with a friend of mine, my practitioner, what I was experiencing. That I had moved to judgment and became very cynical of the world and my own life. I was so irritable. It was not pretty. It was not pretty. I then said to him, the world's going to hell. He just sat there calmly, looked me in the eyes, and he said, the world may be going to hell, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Oh my God, he was right. It's like, hello, hello, hello. Well, I've come up with a mantra that whenever this little feeling, because there's still a bit of the root of the plant that pops up every so often. When I see the happenings of the world that are so dramatic and traumatic, I say this to my own mind. Same story, different day. And we tend to do that with ourselves. Are you telling yourself the same story day in and day out and want something different? Are you telling yourself what's wrong and not what's working? And what ideas and beliefs do you feel when you're feeling empty? What are you telling yourself when your tank is not quite full? Are you fueling it with love? Or the same old worries? Same old problems? In order to fuel up, I know it's good and important to fill it with good ideas. But you must first be willing to open the cap of resistance. That's what I call that, the cap of resistance in our minds. And allow new ideas to fuel your life So my question, will they be of peace? Will they be of love? And here's a big one. Will they be of worthiness? Do you feel worthy enough to say, I can accept more love in my life? I can accept more help in my life. That's been a big one for me, accepting help here at the church. People offer, and I go, I can do it myself. So keep offering, okay? I'm working on this. Help me work this through, okay? Because it's my resistance, and I know it's there. And I thank it every time it comes up eventually. So I'm working with that. And you'll have your own too. And if you'll share that with someone, a friend, your spouse, practitioner, share that with people. Someone you trust, who give you a calm, honest response without judgment. Who will also call you on your stuff. That's important too. You're being resistant, Michael. Let me help you. It's important to have, in the old, when I grew up in a more fundamental Christian church, and, it was called witnessing. You had to have a witness to that, and you would tell somebody, you get up in front, you would witness to people. And a part of that's cleansing. Now, we don't do that here like that. It's a little more personal, a little more soul level, if you will, for us here. So if you can trust yourself enough to go to your best friend, or a total stranger might even be better, because they don't know you. They don't know you. But practitioner would be my first recommend for you, because they can lead you into something greater for yourself. So whether it's peace, love, worthiness, whatever, remember, your life is going to follow your thoughts. Your life follows your thoughts. You can think them, but they're right behind you all the way. And you may be saying something out front, what you're believing is following you. And so I know that you are equipped and that you are open to hear and allow yourself to be filled up with love. So I would like to have you affirm with me, and I will say a line, and if you will repeat after me, that'd be great. I know I am at the threshold.
I know I am at the threshold
Of all good, wisdom, and truth.
of all good wisdom and truth.
All the good I can embody
All the good I can embody
is mine now.
is mine now.
I have only to open the portals
I have only to open the portals
of my soul
of my soul
and accept that
And accept that
which is ready
which is ready
to express through me.
which is ready to express through me.
Thank you. So, beloveds, remember that you are living in love all the time, whether you remember it all the time or not. And that spirit, the Christ consciousness, thrives on the fuel that you provided. Open your minds and hearts to the equal measure of goodness, which is your birthright. It's your birthright. So I'd like you to close your eyes now as I conclude and know this truth with me. And just listen to my voice. I am. What more can I say? I am. It is he known. From out of the deeps of me, I am. In and around me, I am. Over and through me, I am. O inner being, eternal and blessed, complete and perfect, birthless and changeless and deathless, I am. I am. And evermore shall be. So it is.
So it is.
So it is.